Psychopath Media. How I manifested a new puppy without even knowing it. That's the story I'm going to share with you today, so let's go.
Hi, my name is Ronnie Cruz. After almost 2 decades as a career network marketer, I realized that despite continual work on my personal and professional development, that I had hit a massive brick wall. So I took a deep and honest look at myself, top to bottom, hoping to find answers, and my search led me to one conclusion. The definitions I held of my business, of my world, of my life were the very things holding me back. If I wanted to change, if I wanted to grow beyond my current circumstances, I had to wipe the slate clean and redefine. This show is dedicated to helping you identify the belief systems, the mindsets, the very definitions that have held you back, and then help you break through those limitations to finally create the life you've been working so hard to achieve. Welcome to the Redefine Podcast.
Okay, happy podcast day to you. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. If you're brand new, and of course, if you are an existing listener, welcome back. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. If you're not already subscribed or following the show, please go ahead and subscribe and follow that plus sign on the top of whatever app you happen to be listening on. And of course, the subscribe button here on the YouTube version if you're watching the video. Today, I'm going to share with you, I think for me, one of the most extraordinary manifestation stories that I've ever personally experienced. I talk about manifestation pretty regularly. Manifestation, law of attraction, co-creating the life of your dreams. We talk about that pretty regularly here on this show. But this particular instance, with my dog, our new puppy, FN2187, aka Finn, it's one of the most extraordinary manifestation stories that I've ever experienced. So I'm going to share with you how he came to be part of our family, and then I'm going to share with you my reflections on why this is the most extraordinary manifestation that I've ever experienced. So let's go ahead and rewind to early August. I was scrolling through Facebook and I came across a post on a community page that I'm a part of. It's a local community page. I live in rural Western North Carolina in the mountains, very remote, and so I'm a part of a few of these community groups out here in this area in our county because it's a great place not only to get support and get help, but also to support and help others, right? We all live out here in pretty remote conditions, and so being part of these community pages are really nice. So I was scrolling on Facebook just randomly one day, and I saw a post on the local community page about a litter of puppies that was found in the woods. They'd been caught and they needed homes. Dogs is an issue out here, stray dogs, feral dogs. So it happens all the time. Dogs get dumped because we are so remote. When people don't want dogs anymore, they just leave them out here. And hunters lose dogs all the time when they're out on their hunting excursions. So we have a dog population issue sometimes, and they're just kind of not everywhere, I would say, but they turn up more often than not, and more often than not they need homes. And this particular litter was one such case. It was a feral litter born in the woods, and they needed homes. They fortunately had been caught and been taken care of by the rescue, and they were looking for homes, and that's what this post was all about. And when I looked at it, I'm like, these are the cutest puppies ever. They're so adorable, and I just couldn't handle myself, right? Like, it was so cute. Now, mind you, I already have, at this point, 4 dogs, right? We already have 4 dogs in the house. I'm not at all was ever on the market to, we weren't looking to get a new dog, least of all not a puppy. But I'm always checking out dogs, right? On Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Like, you gotta be a little bit of a psychopath if you don't like dog posts on the internet. So for me, I love dogs. I absolutely have just an affinity for dogs, and anytime any of them comes up, I will support and like the post, especially for dogs that need help and that need homes. When this particular post came up, I couldn't resist myself. I couldn't help myself. So I immediately took a screenshot because they were so adorable. I wanted to share this post with my sister, again, with zero intention of being like, we need to get one of these puppies. I just wanted to share with her because they're incredibly cute. So I did that, took a screenshot, shared it with my sister, and she was like, yes, they are incredibly cute. forgot about it, completely forgot about it. After that, like there was no, I wasn't thinking about it. I wasn't, obsessing over these puppies. It was just something that I do, share cute puppies with, with my sister, cute puppy posts with my sister. So a couple weeks go by. We're in early September now at this point in the story. This is the first weekend in September, Labor Day weekend here in the United States. We're celebrating a holiday, and this is we decided to go into town, a very small town, but we actually have a nice brewery in town. So we went to the brewery to get some drinks. I hadn't been out of the house in a little while, so it was nice to go out. And so at the entrance of the brewery, there was a gentleman with the cute puppy, a cute puppy that was wearing a shirt that said "Adopt Me." I was like, "Oh my God, this is I can't do this. I can't walk by this dog. I'm not gonna acknowledge the dog. I'm not gonna pay attention or say hi because like it's just too cute. He's got an adopt me shirt on." So I get drinks. My sister and I are having drinks, and it just this puppy was I don't know. I couldn't. I like again. It was one of those things that it was just calling to us, and again, we had no intention ever in the near future to get a new dog because we have our hands full with four. But something about this particular puppy at the brewery this day was just calling to us. Right? And by the end of the night, after we were closed our tab and we're ready to go, I was like, well, my sister asked me if I wanted to get the puppy, and I told her like you make the call, you make the call, and then she was like, well, you make the call, and I was like, you make the call, and so we went back and forth for about 5 minutes about who's gonna make the call, and she finally made the call, and we went home with a brand new puppy that night, and so now we have five dogs. That is FN2187, aka Finn. That's how he came to be a part of our family. Now, just a few days ago, literally as of this recording, just a few days ago, it's September 22 as of this recording. So a day or two ago, I was cleaning my phone and erasing old photos that I don't need because I take a lot of photos, record a lot of random videos, especially of my dogs. So I was cleaning it out because making more space for my phone, and I see from back in early August the screen capture that I took of that post from the community page with the feral puppies, the feral litter that was found. I was like, oh yeah, there's those cute puppies that I took a screen capture of, and then I started kind of rereading the post, and I was like, it struck me like lightning. I realized that the puppy we went home with from the brewery was actually one of the puppies that was part of that litter, and I was like, completely floored. I stopped myself, like it stopped me dead in my tracks, really, because again, I had no idea. Like I completely forgotten about that post. I completely forgotten that I screen captured it. So there was no connection in my mind between the two, right? Between screen grabbing that post and the puppy that we came home with. And so when I realized that Finn, the puppy we came home with from the brewery, was actually one of the puppies in the in that community post back in August. I was astounded. And I immediately messaged my sister. I was like, look at this. Look at this. And she said, well, you manifested him. It was meant to be. You manifested him. You took a screenshot and he ended up being the actual one that we got. So it's just an incredible, again, it's an incredible story about manifestation. I guess, number one, because I continually and always look and entertain posts about puppies and dogs needing homes, is one of those things that it programs my unconscious mind, right? It programmed my unconscious mind to want that thing, right? And to have more dogs, I guess. And so, yeah, I unconsciously, even though I forgot about the post, I ended up manifesting one of those exact same dogs that was from that post. And I say it's extraordinary in terms of manifestation stories in my life, because outside of manifesting, seeing the Louvre or visiting Eiffel Tower, visiting the Pantheon and the Colosseum in Rome, things like that, taking a Mediterranean cruise or going to Vesuvius, like outside of manifesting things that like that you actually actively work towards, like a log cabin in the middle of nowhere in the mountains of North Carolina. Like I was actively working towards manifesting those things. But manifestation is so powerful that you don't necessarily have to actively work towards. Well, okay, so I gotta. There's a caveat to that what I'm about to say, but what I was about to say is you don't necessarily have to actively work and struggle and push towards creating an outcome. If you program your unconscious mind well enough, and if you really want the thing, if you what you end up doing is you're programming your unconscious mind. You're telling your unconscious mind that you want that thing, and your unconscious mind after a time will just be like, well, he wants it, so let's go get it for him, without actively having to actually seek it out. My rational brain is saying like, man, of course, you don't need another dog. You have 4 dogs. You have your hands full with your oldest dog, who's 18 years old and requires full-time care. The last thing you guys need is another dog. In the meanwhile, my unconscious mind is like, oh, cute puppy, cute puppy, cute dog. Dogs need homes. You know what I mean? With every with every post that I like and heart. And so who wins? Who wins in that regard? The unconscious mind, the ant versus the elephant, right? The elephant always wins. And so it just goes to show the power of, and the importance of knowing and being intentional and purposeful with what you put in your brain, what you're programming your unconscious mind with. If you're not controlling that, well, number one, if you're not aware of it, you can't control it. And if you're not controlling it, then you'll end up having a random puppy. Now, mind you, I'm not regretful of it whatsoever. I will continue to look at puppy posts because I love dogs, and having Finn has completely upended my life for sure, but in a most beautiful way. And the other dogs love having him here, so there's no regret whatsoever. And in fact, I absolutely love having him. But beyond just that random thing, right? You really have to be careful with what goes in the cranium and what goes into your unconscious mind, because you're gonna without knowing it, without even working for it, manifest things in your life. And this really, where I wanted to go with this is that that's why you got to be careful with what you worry about, and what you focus on when you're anxious and when you're worried, because you're going to just manifest more of that without even wanting it, without even trying, right? Because that's how powerful the unconscious mind is. That's how powerful manifesting in the law of attraction is. You don't have to want it. You don't have to work towards it. You will manifest the things that you're feeding your unconscious mind. In my case, it works out because it's something that I actually want unconsciously, but like I love dogs, so I'm not gonna be upset or angry that I have a new dog. But in the case again of worry and anxiousness and doubt and fear, you got to get those out of your mind as quickly as possible, or reframe those in a way that it actually serves you, so that you know what you need to work on, and the things that you now want to move away from, right? Because if you're just dwelling on the worry, then you're just going to attract more of the thing that worries you, without, again, even wanting it or without even working for it, because that's how strong and powerful the unconscious mind is at manifesting and attracting. Okay. We'll talk more about working towards things, and stuff like that, and how to actually create and manifest your vision and your goals. Well, not how to, but like some more structure around it, so you can actually work towards achieving the life of your dream in the next episode. But for today, I just really want a cautionary tale. My story is a happy ending because we have a beautiful new puppy, but it is a cautionary tale to be careful of what you're feeding your unconscious mind, because you will, you will unknowingly manifest some things into your life that may or may not be exactly what you want. So that's going to do it for today. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully that makes sense, and I appreciate you letting me share my story of how FN2187 has come to join our family. So we'll see you on Thursday with a fresh new one. So until then, be well, be safe. See you in the next episode.